Time to give your relationship a reboot. Today we're talking about problems and if they could predict a future split. Clinical and forensic psychologist Dr. Shannon Curry is here now. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me again.
Well, this is one of the most fascinating topics to me because when you hear it, as Kristen did at the beginning of the show, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, you go, huh? But this can really determine if your relationship is make or break. So what are they?
It really can. So the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, it's essentially 4 negative interaction patterns that we have with our partner. And these 4 patterns can really predict a pending split. So these include, first of all, criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling. They were identified by John and Julie Gottman, 2 researchers and psychologists who specialize in relationships, after observing thousands of couples over the last 4 decades.
And so this is scientific-based information.
Yep. This is something you can trust.
Right. So let's go through the 4. You said criticism.
Okay. So criticism is essentially when you would like your partner to change their behavior, something specific, but instead of asking for them to do something differently, you're really just going to attack who they are as a person, their overall character. So this
like
is,
you never meet me on time.
Exactly. Never is usually a criticism. We go global and there's a lot of blame involved.
So what would you say instead in that situation?
So the antidote to criticism is really to keep the focus on yourself, and you're going to do that using an I statement. So
like, I feel crummy when you don't meet me.
Exactly. So I feel upset. If you don't know specific emotions as well, that's fine. Just say, I feel upset. I saw that the dishes are still out. I really need, and then you're going to state a specific positive thing they can do for you. Need you to put those dishes in the dishwasher, please. Give a compliment if you can. It's way more effective that way.
It is way, if you can keep it positive. Now, defensiveness, most people know. So tell me about contempt and stonewalling.
Okay. So contempt is really criticism on steroids, and John Gottman calls contempt the sulfuric acid of love.
Ooh.
Because this is going to predict a divorce faster than anything else. It really erodes at the heart of goodwill. Contempt creeps into a relationship over time when we feel that our needs are repeatedly unmet, and so it is a position of superiority. You're talking down your nose to your partner, you're disrespecting them. When you're being contemptuous, this could involve eye rolls, name calling, mockery, essentially just trying to make them feel completely pathetic and dumb.
It's taking the criticism and just making it really nasty.
Right.
So stonewalling is basically like, I'm tired of hearing from you, right?
A little bit, but it's a little bit more interesting than that, because even though when a person stonewalls, they're giving the impression that they're checked out and disinterested, really, if you monitor them, their heart rate is usually about 100 beats or above, meaning that they're flooded. So when you're flooded, you're kind of in a fight or flight state. The frontal lobe of your brain, the decision-making part, has shut down, and your reptilian fight or flight survival brain is kicked in. So at that point, you're not thinking clearly. You're not ready to be productive. And most people who do this kind of stonewalling, shut down thing.
Oh my gosh, that body language even just creeped me out.
I know. I tend to stonewall. But really, what it is if you ask them, they'll say, I was trying not to make it worse. I didn't want to say anything that would make it worse. The antidote to this is to recognize that this is, in fact, stonewalling. This is not somebody just trying to show you they don't care. They're flooded. They're overwhelmed. So we need to be asking for breaks. It is absolutely okay, everybody, please hear this, to walk away from an argument. The trick is you need to tell your partner,
I'll be back
I'll
in 10
be right
minutes.
back.
Yeah.
And instead, I'm going to give you a specific amount of time. I want you to take a walk for at least 20 minutes. 30 is ideal.
And
the reason is all those stress hormones that were released when you got flooded, cortisol and adrenaline, it takes about 20 minutes for those to degrade. So you actually can't keep it going if you try to have a conversation. It's going to be totally unproductive. Now, when you walk away, also, no ruminating. I want you to listen to calm music, go for a walk, do something you really enjoy that helps you to relax, and then come back and listen.
This is all great information. We appreciate you giving it to us.
I love giving it.
I know. And it's really, really effective. So Dr. Curry, thank you so much for being with us today. If you want to find out more information and kind of dive into these topics or find out more about Dr. Curry herself, go to kcalnews.com, click on Seen on TV.